Hello, welcome to the brand new setup.
Feels like we're on loose women.
Does a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What time's Katie Price arrive?
We watched a film called Star Crash.
Oh yes.
Now I got Star Crash, one because it basically was half of Star Wars in the title.
Yeah.
And
also because you really like that movie Crash, where they have sex after this.
I've watched
you were hoping it was going to be that.
I've watched that
basically.
film.
Just
Very strange.
Also, it was because David Hasselhoff was in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Christopher Plummer.
You must sail to the haunted stars.
So we watched Star Crash, and the person who has to tell us all about Star Crash is Christopher.
Well, it's painful, really, to watch at points.
Yeah.
But also hilarious.
Now you stand there. Okay, close the door. Don't you follow us now.
Stop them!
It's odd. I've never felt so conflicted about a film than this. This first scene, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what's happening here. I know what to expect now. It sets the tone very well.
I didn't.
Which is that it's shit.
Look!
Whoa! Run for your life!
I was full of surprises at how bad this was.
Yeah, but that's what's even more remarkable about this, actually, is it seems to evolve layers of shit. You're like, surely he's just the worst actor. Oh, no, there's another one.
What's that? There's a cowboy robot.
Hold it right there!
No, it's just a robot with a cowboy voice. Oh, sorry, my misunderstanding. According to the blurb on the back, sexy space, but this is genuinely what it says, sexy space pirate Stella Star, and then there's a quote that says she's kind of like Han Solo's super hot sister, and her loyal co-pilot Acton.
Aha, looks like the cops.
She's just female Han Solo.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be Chewie, obviously, but
Is
with,
he?
with less personality.
Plot us a new course so that cop can't find us.
Even as you speak, it's been taken care of.
We had a discussion before we started filming as to whether or not he's actually an android.
We can't figure it out.
No,
We
but,
still-
but that's how genuinely how he
yeah,
comes across,
we
isn't
can't
it?
figure it out at all.
This came out a year after A New Hope, so
Yes.
this is just a very blatant cash-in. Let's just throw out generic Star Wars formula,
I think that's very harsh.
but true.
Is everything all right?
He's got the most vacant stare I
Act-
think
Yeah.
I've ever
Acton.
seen.
Yeah.
It's like someone's paused the video. One thing I should say, actually, before we meet the main characters, there's a scene on a ship.
I would like to add that they have one of the most amazing lifts ever, because you can walk into it and it spins around and then it lets you out down another corridor on that level.
I would argue that it's the exact same corridor as it started on.
Oh, you think it's the same corridor?
I think it's exactly the same corridor.
What would be harder?
I think they've
what would-
turned something by 360 degrees and then just walked straight
you
down the same
think-
corridor.
I-
Yeah,
I
they're built
thought-
too.
No, maybe not. You're right.
Some red lights appeared, then everyone loses their minds and then sort of rolls around on the floor and then they're kind of dead. We meet our main characters on the ship and then they just seem to start saying random sci-fi sounding words.
Prepare to release aft power stage! Just keep on course and get ready to re-enter normal space. What's our chances?
40% total disintegration. 30% molecular ignition.
Look, a neutron star!
20% gamma contamination.
You're very reassuring.
Eject! Eject!
Acton, who's the weirdo guy, and then Stella Star, who's our sort of sexy Han Solo lady. They're talking about something that didn't really make a lot of sense. And then she spots out the window of their spaceship a spaceship.
What in the universe is that?
Like she's never seen one before.
Yeah.
It just... So she decides to go and see what's happening. She exits the spaceship and then just swims across. I mean, no real regard for physics, but, you know, fine. She enters the ship, this sort of derelict ship, and then she finds, well, a dead body. He's not dead, it turns out.
No.
As they sort of bring body aboard, but then it turns out he's still alive.
He's still alive, and he's wearing incredibly tight trousers.
Oh, is he?
And I'm pretty sure you can see the outline of his penis.
And apparently he's mumbling about monsters.
He keeps talking about monsters. Red monsters.
But after that, I don't know if I missed it, because obviously I'm trying to take notes whilst I'm watching this as well. But then all of a sudden, the main characters and their spaceship just get surrounded.
As Thor, chief of the Imperial Police, I order you to surrender at once.
Before they find this spaceship, they've gone, let's go to hyperspace.
Yes.
And then they go to hyperspace because they're running away from Police Robot L and Green Thor.
I am Police Robot L. You have the right to remain silent.
Who are the space police. They go to hyperspace and say, they'll never find us now.
And then they get caught.
And then, within about 10 minutes, we followed you through something or other.
Some random sci-fi words.
Yeah.
To be fair, very much like the Last Jedi. They track him through hyperspace.
Do they?
Rian Johnson is a fucking hack.
He's taken it. He's lifted, it direct from...
This time you've won. We surrender.
There won't be a next time, Stella Star.
So they get taken to court.
Yep.
And they're sentenced, I guess, just to prison, generally, for being bad people.
Having considered all the arguments, studied all the videotapes, the accusations, we condemn you to forced labor for life in the penal colony.
I want to talk about my favourite scene. And it's one of my favourites because it was the one that came up quicker than any of the other ones. But it is also a fantastic scene, and I think this sums up what Star Crash is in essence. And it's the prison scene.
Oh, the radium in the furnace! Careful now!
And her and Acton, they go to different prisons. We don't know why they go to different prisons, because she doesn't go to an all-female one.
No.
So she goes to this prison where they're doing hard labour, and they're basically... They're these giant glowing balls, and they're carrying them in a way that looks so dangerous. Considering these things are supposed to be like
they're volatile,
and they're holding it like they would stretcher someone, and it's so dangerous. And then they tip it, and it just rolls and goes down. You're like, that's dangerous.
The radiation will burn my skin off.
All of a sudden, by the way, she is now wearing skimpy clothes.
Oh, almost nothing.
No. But she is the only one.
Yeah.
Because there is
another... It's not like Prison Rig's outfit.
There is another female that she talks to who is just wearing rags. So why is she dressed in that? I have no idea.
I've been at this for 12 straight hours.
I've done 12 hours of hard labour, implying that she's only been there for 12 hours. And I was a bit like, yeah, you look pretty good for doing 12 hours of hard labour.
Yeah.
Planning an escape? This is what you're going to get, lady.
So then he has 3 hits on her with his baton, which seems to do very little to her. She then overpowers him. The gun goes down, right? These other 2 people that she was talking to look like very nice people. They both get shot in this massive fight that then happens. She grabs a gun from the floor and then just sneaks out.
Just legs it.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
She sneaks out.
I remember her starting the riot and then letting everyone else die while she bloody legs it out of back.
While they're all shooting, I think they shoot one of those balls and that blows up the whole prison while she's running into the beach.
I missed this. I must have been...
everyone in that prison is dead. And she's running away, and that is where, out of nowhere, this spaceship happens to land in front of her, and then it's the police people, and they tell her, we were going to get you out. You've got pardoned. And they're going on a special mission with Green Thor and the robot guy.
Yeah.
Acton, you are going to meet some real royalty.
They go from being common criminals to presented to the Emperor of the Galaxy.
His Highness, the Emperor of the First Circle of the Universe.
I come to you because my faithful robot, L, has told me that you are the only one who can save us.
Christopher Plummer
played expertly, like a Shakespearean.
Yeah.
Like they plucked him out of the West End and dropped him into that film.
He almost plays it like he cares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he's giving Shakespearean monologues. He's not really looking at the people he's supposed to be interacting with.
I think he did that on purpose as a sign of disrespect.
But he's kind of filling, not necessarily the Obi-Wan Kenobi role. He's fulfilling the filling the Alec Guinness role. Let's take a classically trained theatrical actor and we'll put him in this to give it some weight.
Bit of gravitas.
You must find that ship. Find the Count's secret planet and destroy it.
There was a mission and they were trying to find the evil Count, insert name here.
What is it? Hold on, we need his name.
The evil Count Zarth.
And the one ruled by the evil Count.
Yeah.
Christopher Plummer says Count.
That the Count has created a weapon.
In a very specific way that it took me quite a lot of times before I realised he wasn't swearing at
I remember us laughing at the time we were watching.
Yes, no, I do now.
Yeah, so we're going for a...
I think that's another sign of disrespect. From Chris.
I
think he thought, you know what? I'm gonna pronounce this how I want to pronounce it, and no one here is gonna tell me.
Because I am a classically trained actor.
And you are all nothing.
They're trying to find the Count's secret base or some nonsense.
Basically.
But they've lost track of the ship that they'd sent with the crew on it, and the crew just so happened to include the Emperor's son. He cares so much that he busts out 2 lowly smugglers from prison and then sends them off with a redneck robot to go and find the son.
Yeah, sorry.
/ also find the ship and get somewhere with.
And that's basically the entire plot, isn't it?
That is the plot.
That is it.
That's the whole thing.
Because they then just, the main characters then just go to one planet and then have a fight with someone, go to another planet, have a fight with someone, then go to the final planet, have a fight with someone, and then realise they're in the right place.
Don't worry. You and the prince will live.
Acton, you've got to get up.
Let's talk about our top characters from Star Crash. Christopher, would you like to start?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's 2 that really, really stand out for me for just how bonkers they are in what is a pretty bonkers film. Yeah. And that is Count Zarth.
Yes? What is it, Elric?
And his second in command, who I believe is called Ulfric.
They found one damn survivor.
The Count is... Oh my, it's...
And destroy the Emperor's Imperial planet! Yeah!
I mean, bearing in mind, obviously, this is still at a point in time when essentially TV programs and films were just sort of plays that you've just put in front of a camera.
I don't think it is at a time where that's happened. This is a year after Star Wars came out. That's not just a play. This is 10 or 11 years after 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I have a simple task for you. You must not fail me.
The Count, he's got the craziest eyes of any character I think I've ever seen. I don't think he blinks.
No, and the space between his eyes is uncomfortably wide.
And he's got this kind of weird sort of... And he's just I really kind of feel bad saying this, but he's an awful actor.
Why do you feel bad?
Because he's really trying.
And I will be the master of the whole universe.
I mean, some of the others just don't look like they care.
He's in
Rocky. Is he?
He's in Rocky. Rocky 2.
Ulfric or the Count?
Oh my God.
No, the Count.
Now set the Doom Machine against the Imperial Space Station itself. How long will it take?
And he's just the hammiest.
Yeah.
We don't really get
villain.
Like
he shouts constantly.
Zoltan!
But that's how you convey emotion.
Just shout.
That's how you convey villainy.
Yeah. I've never played a villain before. You just shout a lot, mate.
Yeah, just say things really loudly. Put a lot of lacquer in your hair and wear a cape.
I can do that.
And call yourself Count von something.
Yeah.
Zarth on. It's not difficult to remember, Chris.
But his brain seems to be thoroughly damaged.
So Ulfric, right?
He is his second in command.
He will be of no help to them to find the ship.
It's almost like he's got PTSD from having to listen to the Count shouting all the time. He can't do it. He's broken inside. There's a bit at the end when Stella and the robot are flying the city ship at their floating base hand thing.
Just before they jump out the
and
window.
Ulfric kind of comes up to him, up to the count, and just kind of goes,
A floating ship is about to crash into us.
What?
and it's nothing there. He's a broken man.
Yeah. Can we talk about Stella a star?
I mean, what's there to say?
She is awful.
Yes,
she's a
she
really
is.
bad actress. She's terrible.
She's just there. I mean, it's proper 70s. She's just there to look pretty,
Yes.
and that is it, really.
In an attempt to make a strong Han Solo type character.
Yeah, but then also appeal to the males.
Yeah, because she's in a prison guard, though. To be fair, like she has to wear what the prisoners are wearing.
All of them.
All one of them.
Leather bikinis.
It's awful. It's so bad. She wears that for a lot of the film as
Yeah,
well.
she does.
She never thinks to change out of it.
No.
But she is bad. The way she it's like she doesn't understand how conversations work. The inflection in her lines are always wrong.
It's
never right.
She's just a pretty woman.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
She's just... Because she's got a really piercing stare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Clearly knows how to...
In stills, in like magazine photos,
Yeah.
I imagine she's absolutely like...
She's really striking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
to
the
look
word.
at.
Striking, yeah.
But when she's acting...
Not so much.
The first possibility is the Auriga system, also known as the world's asleep.
I'm a big fan of Acton.
Yeah.
Um,
I think we all...
I think
that
we're all-
goes without saying.
Yeah, we're all big fans of Acton. I don't have any understanding of why he goes from being, as we said, what appears to be an android to being a magic
He's
powered-
essentially playing the Jedi.
But she doesn't know about it, though.
No, she's got
But
no idea.
She's been, isn't she? Like, you get the impression she's been flying around with him for ages.
Well,
and
he's
they're best
he's
mates.
referred to on the case there as her loyal co-pilot.
Yeah, so how does she not know?
So you see into the future. All these years you never told me.
You would have tried to change the future, which is against the law.
I think
guess he
Acton's
just
an
keeps it.
arsehole, really.
I also
Because-
agree he is.
You sort of slowly reveal that Acton's got these special powers during fight. There's a couple of fights where he does weird things, and then sort of gets shot. And then you're like, well, he's invincible.
Stop! Put down the gun. Stop!
I remember really liking, and I can't remember his... No, Green Thor.
I
Thor,
liked Green
yeah.
Thor. Green
Yeah.
Thor was one of the most unenthusiastic non-actors.
I've killed the alien Pathfinder and taken over the ship.
All of them seemed like they were just reading things from cards, but he actually looked like he
Yeah.
was reading things from cards because he was like squinting in one eye, like he'd forgotten to put his glasses on, and was just going, "We've got you now."
But he also then turns out he betrays. He betrays
the double
them.
agent, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's disappearing off to join the Count's.
He wants to
League
take the red
of
pill.
League of Dark Shadows. He's going to become a prince of the League of Darkness. That's
Yeah.
what it
That's
is.
what we all want.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then you
he's
just don't see
basically-
him again.
No, he gets killed.
No, he gets killed.
Oh, he does get
He
killed.
gets
doesn't
killed
he?
by
Acton kills
Acton.
him.
He's one
With
of
his
the
own
ones
bullets.
with his own gun. He's firing the gun, and Acton just goes, "Your bullets won't hurt me," and they just start bouncing. Yeah.
Acton has got the anything vaguely
Yeah.
resembling an arc, and that's really generous.
I
It's not
expected-
really an arc.
It's just an up on
Yeah.
himself.
It's you just kind of learn something about
Yeah.
him gradually.
that no one else knew.
along with everyone else.
Yeah, he's the ex machina. He's the one that things when they need to get out. It's like, oh, by the way, I also have this power.
I just know.
Which is a bit like the Emperor when he goes, I can freeze time for 3 minutes. Because they're like,
Yeah.
they're like, how are they going to get out of this? 48 seconds left. I can freeze time.
I wouldn't be emperor if I didn't have some powers at my command.
Imperial battleship! Halt! The flow of time!
You know that whilst they were writing that script, they're like, well, how do they get out of this? It's like, well, sci-fi, just make them stop time or something.
Yeah.
We owe you our lives. Now maybe, with your help, we can still find the Count's phantom planet.
The only other character I would, I think, deserves a mention, but mainly because they were so poor, was Hasselhoff. Hasselhoff's
Yeah.
Prince Simon.
He's
But I
just
think
there
this
to
was
look pretty.
This was pre everything, wasn't it?
Stella.
Simon.
Ah, Stella.
Simon.
When they're on the second planet, I think they go to looking for Simon, Prince Simon.
Yeah.
This is when Thor has double-crossed them. And there's
the ice planet.
Yeah, it's the ice planet. Thor's double-crossed him and knocked out Acton, or he thinks he's killed him, but obviously he's not. Stella and Robot Redneck come back, and then they realise, they try to talk to Thor, and he's like, ha, I betrayed you. I'm going to go join the Count and become a prince of the League of Darkness. Then he buggers off, and he's like, I'm going to leave you out here to die, because the sun's going down. It's an ice planet. Temperature's going to drop. So they both, the robot and Stella, then lay down in the snow. Yeah. And the robot wants to hold, like, we must hold hands. I'm going to lower your heart rate and I'm going to put you into a state of suspended animation.
Yeah.
Till we can be rescued.
Yeah.
I get it, fine. It looks really weird because they're just lying down in the snow.
They are, but I mean, it's better that than him just lay on top of her.
It's kind of almost like the robot was gonna, like, oh yeah, we'll just lie down in the snow. Like, you know, when like parents know that their children are about to die and they try and shield them from the knowledge.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You know, oh, we're just going to go to sleep now. And it's kind of a bit like that. Almost like, just lay down,
remember,
Stella.
like they did on the
I'll
Titanic.
hold your hand and I'll put you in a state of suspended animation.
It's like Lenny at the end of... I mean, let's talk about dead children, I guess, and like Lenny at the end of Mice and Men.
I've never seen it.
Look at
never
the
read
beautiful
it.
rabbits.
No idea what you're talking about.
What the... How uneducated.
So then eventually Acton saves the two of them because he's overpowered Thor and killed him or done whatever he did to him. Robot Redneck brings her in and she's frozen.
Yeah. I thought quite good makeup.
Yeah, not bad. It is then severely let down when Acton starts to use his newly found powers of his little laser hands to sort of defrost her. They've basically just gotten different pictures of her in different states of makeup.
Yeah.
And then layered them over the top of each other. They've just transitioned between one picture to the next. But the problem is you can see her hair move. And then you can kind of see her move slightly and go up a bit and then down a bit.
Yeah.
I thought it was marvellous. Just in a awful... Because this is budget. It's budget because of to us because of the time it was made, i.e. the late 70s.
Yeah.
Effects were limited to a point. But then it's budget on that as well. Bearing in mind that Star Wars came out
a year before.
A New Hope, what was the budget?
It was $11 million.
11 million?
11 million US dollars, yeah.
This was 4 million. 1 hour, 12 minutes, 20 seconds. There is a minute and a half of just watching ships fly across the screen. I went back and timed it. So the models for the spaceships.
We disagree on this, don't we?
I think they look awful. They look like spaceships, but they look like spaceships like someone's gone and raided the pound shop.
See, I don't agree. They look like they didn't bother to dress them.
Yeah,
that's what they look. They look like. I think they look like good models.
Yeah.
That they then did nothing with, like unpainted Warhammer.
But yeah, I've got no issues with like the use of models, especially at that time. And like I say, I think if you paint them up well enough, they can look quite good.
It's the quality of production and
after the models
have been done that makes them seem so awful.
I will give it this. I did like the way they did the stars. Because stars, and I know this is silly. I know this is silly. However, someone looked at the stars and said we could just do white stars.
Yeah, I imagine they thought that looked boring. Because nobody wanted to have to paint the models.
Yeah, maybe. So we'll do colourful stars. But I do like the fact that they've got purple, blue, green, or it does give it a look that
it does
differentiates it from Star Wars, which is quite white and black in a sense.
Yeah.
When you're doing
the Emperor's city ship gets lit up in rainbow colours at the end, which is not bad effect.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks a little bit silly, but
I quite liked some of that stuff. I kind of like, okay, you've tried to, you've not been carbon copied. You've gone, let's make the.
You've tried to do something.
Yeah.
Looks totally wrecked, but it's definitely the third launch.
They found us crashed spaceship. Stella goes to Does she go to investigate? No, the robot, I think, goes inside the spaceship to have a look, see what's going on.
Is it this is where he says, isn't he, like...
No, I insist. Time for a little robot chauvinism.
Hold on, little lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got a vagina there.
And then literally the second he disappears inside, Stella then gets attacked by these cavemen aliens.
Yes.
And then he comes back out to help. And then he's brutally beaten to death by the troglodytes.
The first two hits, his head comes clean off, doesn't it?
Proper smashes his head. But they just cave his skull in.
The thing is, right, we can shit on the effects and whatever, and it was $4 million, it was a less of a budget than Star Wars and all that. We could do that. That doesn't, to me, excuse the writing.
I must obey destiny.
Acton, we'll carry you.
Because, yes, you can hire better writers, and I get that. But also, you could just look through a script and read it with people, and people go, hang on a minute, why is that? Why is that? Why is that?
Yeah.
Because
that doesn't cost that much money.
It's just a cash-in. That's the only reason this has been made.
Yeah, I know.
It's just to cash in on Star Wars. So they've just ripped off sort of the story a little bit.
I get so sad when people say that. You're right. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But it just makes me sad because I just think, give me $4 million for a cash-in.
And I'll put some effort in.
I'll put some effort in. Yeah, and I'll make something
People will say,
right.
it's a bit of a rip-off of such and such, but it's quite
not
enjoyable.
Bad, yeah.
He's done a right job.
Yeah.
It's not very original, but it's a pretty good version.
Let's get out of here or there won't be enough left of me to put back together.
You can bet on that.
There is a lot of funny things in this film. A lot. And it all centres around the fact that it's really bad.
Yeah.
The story's bad. The characters are bad. The dialogue's bad. But funny. It's entertaining. It's entertainingly bad. This is the most enjoyable one, I think, that we've watched. The only thing against it is that the joke wears pretty thin. This film's an hour and a half long. And it does wear a bit thin towards the end. Towards the end, I'm just thinking, please be over. I'm going to give this 3.5.
Okay.
I toyed with 4 when I was thinking about this earlier/yesterday. But no, I think it's not that close to The Room, if you know what I mean.
I remember laughing a decent amount. I don't remember remembering a lot of it.
I remembered almost nothing about this film.
But I do remember laughing, and then the more I tried to think about it, the more I remembered the robot getting his head smashed in. And the more I remembered how dialogue was given without actually any kind of... They didn't know what they were saying.
There's no meaning.
And then it was only actually today I remembered Zarf. Count Zarf. And then I remembered Christopher Plummer, the way he said count. And the more I remembered, the more I went, yeah, we laughed a lot. It is bad. It is really bad. And it is definitely a knockoff of Star Wars, but it has enough uniqueness about it that you find it entertaining. You are right, the joke does wear thin, but I would give it a 3 out of 5 for me.
I'm pretty much just going to echo almost exactly the same as you said. If someone were to say to me, what score would you give the first 45 minutes to an hour of this movie, I would say all day long it's a 4.5 for me. It is so ridiculous and so funny, but then it just falls off a cliff once they get into the space battles, and like you said, with the minute and a half or whatever it is of just spaceships flying around and literally nothing happening.
Yeah.
At that point, it falls off a cliff so badly that I have to peg it back sort of quite significantly as an overall thing. I was kind of between a 3 and a 3.5.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it, because I found the first 45-50 minutes so horrendously enjoyable because it is such nonsense, I'm going to go with the 3.5.
Star Crash gets a very good 10 out of 15.
It does, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Quick maths.
Yeah.
Out of all the films we watched so far, this is our top one to recommend to people. So, if you liked this, please do give it a like. Please tell your friends. Please press the button with the ring bell thing.
After you've subscribed,
subscribe,
hit the bell,
ring bell, all of that, and then tell your friends about us. Because
hopefully nice things.
Yeah, hopefully you made it through. But yeah, we do recommend this. Give it a watch, and please leave your comments down below. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Ta-ra.